Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always, and welcome back to Anti-Material Energy. In the last episode, we were working with Calculator. We got some major progress on Calculator, got the scientific calculator specifically, and that's going to allow us to do some more stuff. Those are... Is there any other recipes for those? Hold up. No. Ow, wow, that's kind of expensive. Okay, so anyways, we've got the scientific calculator now, and that can be used for a bunch of things. Let's see, recipe for this. This requires a scientific calculator. We can look at all the scientific calculator recipes. There's 7 of them, but nothing too major that's like super important right now. Flux points are important, but we'll get to those later. But yeah, so we have been working pretty hard on calculator and getting stuff done. Currently, I am like almost out of power. I'm letting the lava kind of finish making all of its stuff. We need to really do some stuff with power. Been using charcoal in the furnace generator. Use the sag mill to make some bread. As you can see, I have plenty of bread now, so we shouldn't have to worry about food for a while. We have sheep, we have chickens. I've been collecting the eggs. We've got a couple eggs. The sheep, by the way, and all of the animals in the cages, we do need to watch. They like to, so in this version of Minecraft, they like to kind of clip into the hitbox of the fence, and then kind of like this. And then when you reload the game doesn't know specifically where they're at, but it thinks that they're in the fence, so it puts them on one side or the other, and can randomly put them outside of the gate. I've had everything but the pigs escape on me so far, so kind of annoying, but also kind of whatever. But yeah, with all that said and done, we need to do some more work. So one of the big things that we are kind of struggling on right now is power. Power is a bit of a pain because we either make these generators, which aren't bad, but they're not great, or we do some other stuff. We make other generators. There is no like reactors or any massive like power sources except for there is one that could be good, and it's the lightning rod. If I can spell lightning rod, it's not called a lightning rod. It's called a conductor mast. So this is from Calculator, and it's actually not super duper expensive, but we do need to get an atomic calculator for it. So the other option, which is something I'm considering, and I don't know if we're going to do this or not, but the reactant dynamo. So this is from thermal expansion and is really good for producing power. What it does is it takes fluid fuel and solid reactant to make power. I believe, if my understanding of it is correct, it only outputs 40 RF per tick. However, that can be improved, by the way, with amplifiers, and you need to have a bunch of those, but it's not that big of a deal. But let's go kill these zombies while we're talking. But the kind of main way to get power, from my understanding, is it takes how much power you produce from the it's from the whatchamacallit, the fluid that you use gives you the amount of RF you'll produce, whereas the reactant gives you the amount of basically how long the stuff lasts. And also, that was really nice getting multiple ender pearls with our luck hammer. I put a single piece of redstone on it just to try to speed it up a little bit with mining, but it's still incredibly slow. So, I don't know. We'll probably eventually make better. We'll probably make a better hammer at some point, but for right now, it's fine. But yeah, so the liquid fuel can be super duper useful because we can make really, really powerful stuff. And in that domain, I guess, one of the things we can use for fuel is energized glowstone, which is just glowstone smelted up. I believe we can do it in the smeltery. But we might also have to do it in the magma crucible, which isn't a big deal. But we can get glowstone fairly easily from bones. So mob farm would be really important for that. And the other thing is one of the better solid fuels, reactants, whatever, is gunpowder. So our mob farm could basically power that. So that is something to keep in mind. But I think today what I want to do is I want to work towards a couple of things. Specifically, I want to start working towards a little bit of the applied logistics. So we're going to get an inscriber. And then we're also going to work with more calculator, trying to get to the double capacitor, the double layer capacitor. So, first things first, let's make the inscriber. So the inscriber is quite a bit of iron plus some sticky pistons. Sticky pistons are a bit of a pain, so we need 2 of these, bit of iron. Was it 1 or 2 of those? Just 1. And then we're going to need some slime balls. Of some sort, and that's going to be a little bit of a trick, but we'll get there. So pistons are pretty straightforward, but we are going to need some iron and redstone, and then a little bit more iron and flux crystal. So how are we going to get something to make these pistons sticky? We can use glue, rotten pears, slime balls, or slime or blood. Now, blood might be the easiest way, and the easiest thing to do with that is just to jump in here while it's burning, smelting up stuff. But I don't really like doing that because blood is messy. We can get glue from the horses, or we can look at these pears. So we can get pear trees from calculator, and that's where we can get the rotten pears. And the pear trees, the pear saplings require an atomic, so never mind on that. Alright, let's look at slime. So slime balls we can make with antimatter. That's not going to happen. We can make it with polymethyl methacrylate, which is actually not that expensive, and everything else is a little bit more difficult. Yeah, there's not a recipe in it, but if you smelt down horses, they give you glue. I also think they give you blood. So we're gonna need polymeth. What is it? What is it called? Polymethyl methacrylate. There we go. It's basically it's plastic. It's a polymer chain. I actually know stuff about this stuff, but do we have anything now? Okay, so I just got done dealing with a bunch of saplings, just running them through. That gives us a lot of cellulose, which gives us a lot of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen, which is exactly what we need for this. So let's get rid of this and do poly. Let's do methyl methacrylate. So this stuff is going to be multiple chains of things. 3 methyl methacrylates, which is methyl, so CH3. So CH3. And I want to scan this stuff just so it's in our recipes. And then to turn that into the methyl methacrylate, we're going to need 2 carbon. It's 3 of these, 2 carbon, and 2 oxygen. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. And that gives us 7 of those, which again, we're going to scan. And then we can make this stuff with 3 of these. So let's grab a little bit more. Let's grab 2 more of these things. So we're going to need, what, 6 more of the C1, of the methyls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. And that's 9 of these guys. And 3 of those gives us the polymethyl methacrylate. There we go. And 1 of those just gives us a slime ball. So, not too bad. Let's grab a couple. And grab all of our stuff. And we're starting to run out of room again. We have a lot of oxygen, so let's get rid of all the oxygen. Because oxygen is actually not used all that much. And we'll make some oxygen nanotubes. Let's get 1 more stack. And that'll be fine. So that helps with all of that stuff. We can do this. Get some sticky pistons. We'll look at the slime ball. And I'm going to keep that with the mob drops because it technically is. And then we have our inscriber. So that is going to give us some glass cable, the calculation press, and another inscriber. And it unlocks the presses. So with carbon nanotubes, we can make all the presses. Okay. Ooh, wow. That's going to give us a block of iron, another storage cell. Wow. I forgot to do ME reload just to make sure. So engineering press, obviously you can duplicate them, but it's white antimaterial. This one is also white antimaterial. Maybe the recipe was supposed to change, but it's just white antimaterial. So let's take like 2 stacks of these. And we'll process it, and actually it'll take more. We'll just process all of this stuff, and eventually we'll get what we need. So we can put these guys in here for right now. I want to make these inscriber presses because they're going to be really useful very soon. But that's going to be something, I mean, we already have a drive fixture, so we can set up an actual ME system as soon as we get the inscriber presses. So how much of the antimaterial are we going to need? We're going to need 100 there, 113, and another. We need basically 300. We have 129. Let's just take all of it out. We'll just process it all, except for a stack. We'll keep a stack just in case. There's reasons for that, but yeah, we're going to need a lot of that stuff. So that's something I'm going to have to work on probably between episodes. But let's move on to the extraction chamber. So the extraction chamber is from Calculator and allows us to start getting into the circuits. It extracts circuits from either dirt or stone, either one that we want to use. And it does mean cobblestone, I believe, in this version. Hopefully it does. But in order to make this, we need the recipe. It just requires reinforced stone or dirt, weakened diamonds, and a power module. So let's just use even amounts. We have the weakened diamonds. We just need to make the power cube, which unfortunately is going to require a bunch of conductive iron. So we need to start making redstone well, consistently. You know, we could add, let's put this away. We could add this other starch extractor. We have plenty of saplings over here. Honestly, we're not hurting for saplings at all. So we can put the starch extractor here, put that in there, and just put those both in there, and that should give us more power. which will eventually fill up all of this stuff. Now what we could do is we could go ahead and process the lava through here and see what we can get. Do we have any more white antimaterial? No, I've processed it all down. So that's a bummer. Which one do we have? We have a calculation press. We need engineering press first. So we'll just go in order. Engineering press is 50, 30, 20. So 50, 30, 20. And it is a lot of power. It's in fact the entirety of this. Oh wait, no. It's 100,000. We have 1,000,000. Never mind, it's a tenth. Alright, so there is that one. You can put that away. And then we're going to need logic press, which is 6053. And something like that. So we're just going to need a lot more of those. And like I said, I will get that between episodes. But we need conductive iron. And in order to get that, we're going to need quite a bit of redstone. And a little bit more iron, which is a pain. So you know what? Let's forget about that for right now. The other thing we want to do is back in the blank canvas. There is some stuff still here. We need to get plutonium. And in order to get that, we need to run the lava through the decomposer. So let's go ahead and do that. And then one of the other things I want to look at is I want to kind of skip ahead and see if we can make the atomic calculator at this point. If we can, that would be awesome. So we need... We're not getting plutonium from lava at all. Is this quest broken? We can get it from blaze rods, blaze powder, endstone rarely, and well, we could put the radium chloride in there. That's okay. Everything else, we're going to get a good bit of gold from this, but that just seems like a waste of lava. So this pack, I've said this before, but this pack is kind of not finished. It was abandoned a little bit, I do believe, and so expect stuff like that to happen. We're not going to be able to constantly, like, get what we want. So here's the question. Plutonium comes from blaze rods. Can we get blaze rods? If we have blaze powder, can we get blaze powder? We can. Alright, so can we get the blaze rods easily? From amine matter. So we have to go through the paracel bond quite a bit more in order to do that. Okay, so let's take a look, see if we can fix our power problems, because if we can do that, we can make a lot of lava, and that'll just be good for us in the long run anyways, so that we can get plenty of seared stone, which, let's go ahead and grab this. I know we don't have to use the wrench for that stuff, and this still has half a bucket of lava in there. So let's take a look. I want to see, let's just get rid of all this stuff. I want to see, okay, can we make the atomic calculator? Now the atomic calculator is different because it is actually a block. It requires an atomic assembly, it requires atomic modules. Okay, so that's just a lot of stone, and it does require some emeralds, a good bit of diamonds. Diamonds are not actually that difficult. So let's get a lot of cobblestone. And let's get a lot of stone. We'll get a lot of stone cooking up. And the reason for this is so that we can get all that stone for the atomic calculator. I don't see anything here that's super difficult other than we're going to need 16 scientific calculators. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of resources. So I want to see something. Witches. Can we get any sort of witch spawner? No. Redstone is really annoying to get. So let's take a look at redstone itself. The only good way to get it is through iron oxide and copper. Iron is easy enough. Copper we can get from one of the colors of antimaterial, I believe. Copper sulfate. Light blue. Light blue wool gives us that, but black antimaterial also gives us a little bit of copper. So that's nice. But can we get like blocks of redstone from something? How about redstone ore? That is duplicatable. Now that's interesting. That is going to be really good later. Because redstone ore we can get almost a block out of every time. Yeah, no, that's really good. Okay, so let's maybe take a look at Paracel again. Maybe this is a good path to take. Paracel pie. We need an egg for that. I don't want to do that yet. You know what? Let's do something silly. I want to make a chest. And we're going to get an egg collector. So we're going to need 5 iron for this because we're going to need a hopper. And we're going to want another chest. That's not a problem. We have plenty of wood. Wood is not an issue for us at all. But let's go ahead and put this down like so. Put that in the back. And you know what? I kind of want a piece of glass. So let's grab a piece of sand. Do that. I still don't know if the greater reward bags have any. It's 100% chance. Yeah, the greater reward bags are useless. That's a shame. Can we use this diamond sword for anything? Can we break it? We can break it down into diamonds. Honestly think that's gonna be a good thing. And then we can use this to get 1, 2, 3 some diamonds. All right, so let's take stock of everything we're gonna need for the atomic calculator. We're gonna need 3, 7. We're gonna need 11 diamonds. All right, so we have 2. We're also gonna take these 2 eggs, and we're gonna hopefully get something good out of it. Let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna take all of the silicon oxide, and we're gonna break that down as well. This stuff, whatever we can fit in here, we're just gonna go ahead and do. And we can grab our glass. You know what? Let's use some nice building blocks. Let's find something pretty. You know what? Let's just do let's do this. Something a little bit simpler. All right, so do this. Piece of glass. Can still open the chest. And we just try to get some chickens down here. Fortunately, it didn't work. We'll grab some ladders so we can get back up there fairly easily. So we can load that with chickens whenever we want. I know I made some ladders. Come on. So we'll have to wait for that for a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. But the silicon and oxide, we can make this into silicon dioxide. So one of these, two of these, and use up a good bit of oxygen. But that will also allow us to make a bunch of dirt. We also have a ton of iron, which is really nice. And then we can use, like I said, the silicon and the oxygen to make dirt, sand, all that kind of fun stuff. And I think it's just like that. And we'll make a bunch of dirt. We're also experiencing a blood moon, I do believe. Or we will be. Did it say anything? It did. Alright, so 16 of these gives us more iron, which is good. We're going to want iron. And yeah, so let's go ahead and compress the dirt. I think we can do that. And that just stores better. Okay, so what do we need to do at this point? We need to get access to a lot of diamonds and a lot of stone. We can start making some of the stone stuff that we need. We have a good bit of stone. And as silly as this might seem, because of how many calculator assemblies we're going to need, let's just turn all of this into buttons. And there's 7. That's not even close to being enough, is it? So we're going to need what? We're going to need... Let's just start with the advanced assemblies. Each one of these requires 4 calculator assemblies. So that is 16 right there. Plus we're going to need 8 for each of these. So there's almost a stack. We need 48. There's a witch over there. We're going to go kill stuff with our handy dandy hammer. But I think one of the next things we need to do is make a proper mob tower. I think that'll be the next big thing, big project to work on. And then we should be able to be good. Ow, you poisoned me. We should be able to be good for most of the stuff. And I believe things can spawn very close to us at this point. But I will tell you guys what. Let's go ahead and... What do we want to do? We didn't really get much done today, and I'm kind of sad about that. So we need to get chickens in there so that we can get plenty of chicken eggs, so that we can use that for later. We lost all the power in our dense energy cell. Power is like the #1 thing we need to deal with at this point. Most of our power is going here. That's okay. Our furnace generator is out, so let's give it an entire stack of charcoal, which is not a problem because I'll chop down the trees. So you know what? Let's see if we can't get what we need for a quest. But the inscriber was big enough to get, so I just need to go ahead and get all of the anti-material that we need to make all the presses. And we are 5 away from the carrots. Alright, you know what? Let's go with that. The paracel stuff, let's take a look at some of the other quests that we can do. And maybe we'll find something that we can actually get done. But let's grab our quest book. So making an atomic calculator is going to give us access to some really... okay, there's the problem. The atomic calculator, while it's really good, it doesn't require any power. We can use it to make the conductor mass, which randomly gets struck by lightning, but we need a fire diamond. For that, we're going to need a blaze rod, and that is a problem. Blaze rods are actually rarer than the diamonds. Can we use flawless diamonds for anything like really good? Can we break those down? Because that would be really nice. I don't think so. Dang it. But the conductor mass, the fire diamond is the hard part because of the blaze rod. But other than that, this is a super easy recipe, and the conductor mass is incredibly powerful. So I think it's worth it to try to go after that. Let's take a look and see what else we can do. So the Paracel mob requires Paracel, which we get from Paracel, and then a golden egg. So we're going to need a bit of gold for that. And then another egg, which I'm trying to get. So that's going to wait for a little bit. But that will get us access to eventually... all those quests are not available. The ME matter, which that stuff can be very, very powerful. So there's things we can do with all of this, but for right now, there's not much we can do. Alchemy, the next things we need to do for alchemy is the minium stone, which requires minium dust and inert stone. That's going to require some iron and gold. And then the Book of Secrets, which requires a book and some more minium dust. Now, minium dust we can get. It's just going to be a little bit of a problem. And we do have void matter, but that is not super... Actually, it is. I don't know what the void stone is used for, but... it's not too bad. Okay. So that's something we can look at here soon. We do need to get into Aura Cascade eventually. The recipe for this book is not too bad, but we are going to need some golden nuggets. So how much gold do we have? I can't tell. Let's grab this guy. Put him there. And this is what I've been doing just to charge this guy up. So we have 48 gold. Is it also just 16 for each? Yes, it is. Alright, so let's go for that. We can get 3 pieces of gold. And you know what? We can go ahead and use 1, get a bunch of gold nuggets. Now eventually we're going to probably farm gold from pigmen because it's a little bit easier, a little bit more straightforward. But there is the Aura Cascade crystals, and we just need a book. So Aura Cascade. I don't remember what the book's called. It's like the encyclopedia. So we just need a book, which is string, paper, or leather. We have some string. String isn't actually that bad to make because of the sheep. So we're just going to need that and a little bit of paper. So nothing too serious there, to be honest. String and blank patterns. There's our book. There's the encyclopedia. And there is, we're going to get a bunch of stuff. And what is this? That's zillion. Alright. No uses other than it does have some, like, we can break it down, but not really. Okay, so Aurora Cascade is really cool, but it's a bit of a pain to make all this stuff. Actually, we can make blue crystals, can't we? So let's make some blue crystals. One of these. And let's grab another chest. And this will be the Aura Cascade chest. Put that in there. We need 8 of the white crystals. And we'll get some blue crystals. Now, I've worked with Aura Cascade before, but I don't remember it too well, so it's going to take me a while to get back into that. But that is something we can do now. It is an option to us. So I will tell you guys what. I am going to do some work off camera. And next time, we're going to make the conductor mass. I misspelled it. Oh, it's mast with a T, not mass with an S. Yeah, we'll just put all the power in there. Why not? For right now, why not? So I will tell you guys what. Here's what's going to happen. I am going to call the episode here. I know we didn't get all that much stuff done, but we're going to, in the next episode, start working on a couple of new things. Specifically, we're going to try to work towards the calculator, the atomic calculator, the next one, and that's going to require a good bit of stone. So I'm going to probably need to power this guy long enough to just get everything out of it, or we could just take the storage cell and extract it. But I think in the coming episodes, there's 2 things that we need to really focus on. We need to focus on getting a lot of iron so that we can make plenty of so we can make some spikes and make a good mob farm. And then we're also going to need to focus on getting access to the calculator, as well as I want to finish up and get a good ME system going. That's the other thing I want to start working towards. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!